Okay, so let's current slide. There we go. Let's I skipped that one, I think. Whew. Still chapter 4, part 2, criminal defenses. Yeah, the other one was just too long. So I'm sorry, guys. I'm sorry. Okay, so I can honestly tell you, if we were sitting in class, this chapter takes probably 3 class sessions for me to get through. So, and I thought I was going so fast, and I was so proud of myself, and then I realized, oh my gosh, we still have so much more to go. So, okay. Mistake of fact. Okay, so I like to give an example because I think it helps to make the concept easier to understand. So let's say a police officer rolls up on a scenario where he sees, gosh, we could even use the Alec Baldwin thing on here. But okay, where he sees 2 people and one of the people is pointing a gun at the other one saying, I'm going to effing kill you. I'm going to effing kill you. He's pointing a gun at the person and the other person is screaming, no, 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 don't kill me, don't kill me. And the officer points his weapon at the person who is threatening the other person and shoots and kills that person. Okay. After all this happens, the officer finds out, oh my gosh, they were filming a movie, but the officer had no idea. Okay. Mistake of fact, right? He had no idea. So would the officer be responsible for like a murder in that case? No, he wouldn't be responsible for a murder because he did not know what was going on. And in his mind, he thought it was something else. So now did he do the guilty act? Yes, he did. He shot and killed somebody. Did he have the guilty mind? No, he had no idea. Intoxication. Now, we're talking about criminal defenses. And you're thinking to yourself right now, are you kidding me? You mean that I can be found not guilty of a crime because I'm drunk or intoxicated? Okay, not necessarily. So, there are only certain instances where a person can be found not guilty because they were intoxicated. And those would be because they were not voluntarily intoxicated. So if I go out to a restaurant and somebody roofies me and I had no idea, and I get in my car and I mow down 50 people in a DUI because I was intoxicated, but not knowingly, someone roofied me, am I going to be held responsible? No. However, again, if I decided to have 50 shots of Fireball, okay, maybe not 50 because I'd be dead, 10 shots of Fireball, go get in my car, drive home, and mow down 50 people, am I responsible? Yes, because I voluntarily became intoxicated. Make sense? I hope so. Justification defense. Someone's holding a gun to my head. It says, if you don't do such and such, I'm going to kill you. Make sense? The only reason I did it was because this man had a gun to my head. There was a case that happened, gosh, it was a while ago, where a guy robbed a bank, but he had a bomb strapped to his chest. So he was found not guilty. Actually, I think he died, but the bomb did ultimately blow up later. But if he had gone to trial for that crime, he would have been found not guilty for robbery because the only reason he robbed that bank was because he had the bomb strapped to his chest. Like, really, of all times now, my neighbor has to have the gardener out there. He's making a bunch of noise, so hopefully you can't hear my neighbor's gardener. Duress and necessity. Whew. Okay, my example for this one is pretty sick, so get ready. You we're going to imagine that the rules at sea are the same as they are everywhere else. So you are out in the middle of the ocean on a little boat, and there are 5 people on that boat. And the 5 of you are starting to get desperate, like really hungry, desperate, and you think that you're going to die. And You all decide that you're going to kill one of you and eat that person in order to survive. Okay, I know it sounds gross. Would you all get charged with that person's murder? Possibly not, if you could prove that it was necessary for you to eat that person to stay alive. Okay, it's a little extreme, but you get what I'm saying here? All right. Self-defense. Self-defense is a tough one. However, if you are able to prove that your life or somebody else's life was at imminent risk, meaning immediate, right here, right now, I die or you die, or someone else dies, if someone was at imminent risk of death or great bodily injury, self-defense, you are able to defend yourself under certain circumstances. The action against the perceived threat must be necessary and proportionate to the threat. If someone's going to walk up to you and slap you, are you allowed to shoot them? No. If someone's going to walk up to you with a knife and cut your heart out, are you allowed to shoot them? Yes. Obviously, these are two different things. If someone's coming at you with a knife, is that considered deadly force? Yes. Yes, it is. Yes. A knife is a deadly weapon. Yes. A baseball bat? Someone's coming after you with a baseball bat. Is that a deadly weapon? Yes, that's a deadly weapon. Could someone kill you with a baseball bat? Yes. The threat against which the individual is defending himself or herself must be imminent or immediate. If someone says, I'm going to go home, get my gun, come back and shoot you, can you shoot them right then and there? No, that's not imminent risk. That's not immediate. So that risk must be right here, right now, not later. Entrapment. This happens a lot of times. Like a police officer cannot walk up to someone and say, hey, I'd like to sell you some drugs. Doesn't work like that. The officer can't talk someone into committing a criminal offense. They can't, they can, this is tough with the prostitution part too. They can hang around the areas where they know certain things take place, but they can't actually say, hey, I want to sell you some drugs. Do you want to buy them? Law enforcement agents trick a person into committing a crime that the person would not otherwise have committed. So you've probably heard of entrapment before. Police are pretty good about not typically using entrapment. Unfortunately, the criminals are usually pretty good about getting themselves in trouble. Insanity. All right. If a person is deemed insane, the issue of insanity is addressed or considered at the time the person has committed the offense. So when we talk about sanity or insanity, we are considering the person's mental status at the time they committed the offense. That would indicate that the person did not have the mens rea or the guilty mind because they didn't have the capacity to form the intent. I committed this crime, but I did not have the mental capacity to form the mens rea. Does that make sense? I hope it does. So sanity is something that we are, that is addressed, or something that is, we're considering the person's state of mind at the time the offense was committed. Not guilty by reason of insanity. If a person goes through the entire trial and is found not guilty by reason of insanity, the person will go to a mental facility until they are deemed no longer to a threat to themselves or others, and then they will be released back out into the community, even if they committed the offense. The guy who shot President Reagan, and everybody always says, I do the same thing, like, President Reagan got shot? Yeah, President Reagan got shot while he was a president. Lee Harvey Oswald? No, that's not his name. What the heck's his name? Anyways, the guy who shot President Reagan just recently got out of a mental health facility and got released to go live with his mother, who's got to be 100 years old. I'm exaggerating a little bit, but she's got to be pretty old because he's pretty old. So he was in a mental facility. He shot the President of the United States. He was in a mental facility for many years. And now, as of just a few weeks ago, he's no longer even under the care. He's no longer being supervised by anyone. He is just released to his mother's home. Shoot, what the heck was his name? I know I have it on my phone. Now I'm looking for it. Darn it. I can't remember his name. Anyways, but the guy that shot President Reagan was found not guilty by reason of insanity. So he is now a free man, and he shot the president. Here's some more information about sanity. I'm not going to go super in depth about this. The McNaughton rule is a legal standard for sanity. I'm going to kind of skip over. That's him right there, John Hinckley Jr. I forgot that he was in this PowerPoint thing. Yeah, he's free now. He shot President Reagan. Guilty but mentally ill. This is a person that will also go into a mental facility. Infancy. This means an offender is too young to have understood the consequences of their behavior. You know, think a 5-year-old who picks up a gun and shoots and kills their sister, their siblings, whatever. They might have thought that it was like a video game and not understood the actual consequences of their behavior. Consent. Think boxing match, MMA fight. Is there ever a time when someone actually consents to being the victim of criminal behavior? Yeah. Every time someone steps into a boxing, into the octagon or a boxing ring, they agree to have the living hell beat out of them. So there are times when people actually can consent to criminal behavior. And we made it through the chapter. I'm sorry it was so long, guys.